Hello, I want to teach all U.S. investors how they can stop paying taxes on all their profits legally. The Beneficial Spendthrift Trust is legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Think of this. You'll stop paying capital gains. I don't care if it's short-term or long-term capital gains. You'll stop paying interest income taxes when you set a passive investor. Stop paying dividend income taxes if you're in the stock market. Stop paying rental income taxes if you are a real estate investor. Stop paying royalty income taxes if you have talent or NFTs. It's legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. It comes from England way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, decided he was going to start the Church of England so he could divorce them. He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went back to the 12th century, the Magna Carta, and said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, you can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of was started 78 years ago by a Harvard law professor. In 78 years, not a single trust has ever been audited. They're so confident in what they do, now his grandson and great-grandson run the law firm. When you become a private client of theirs with the trust, they will give you a certification saying if you get questioned by the IRS, they will defend you free of charge. In 78 years, it's happened one time only. The senior IRS agent was examining a beneficial spendthrift trust. He approved it, and then he sent an unsolicited letter back to the law firm called the Myers letter, explaining how he did that. He retired from the IRS, and then after 27 years, and then he became an affiliate just like I am. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon. And on April 4th of 2020, my CPA called to say congratulations. I had wholesaled 7 bank-owned properties in 2019 and paid off all my debt. I thought I was a rock star in my real estate group. If you remember that Super Bowl commercial, you're not a rock star. Everything shut down because of COVID, and he calls me on April 4th and says my tax bracket went from 22% to 24%, and all of a sudden I owed $94,000 in taxes. I only had $50,000 saved. His solution, set up an appointment with him, get on a payment plan, pay interest and penalties. My solution, research how the rich save taxes. I had read an article on Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. It's called The Office. And if the Rockefellers could save money, why couldn't I save money? It took me 5 months, but in September of 2020, I started both my business trust and my beneficial trust. And I started teaching a mastermind in my Phoenix real estate group for 18 months. So let's get into this. The beneficial trust, that's what we're talking about today. The beneficial trust is for all investors. This is an example of something that I was involved with. A friend of mine had called me and asked me to put up the $40,000 for a house that she inherited from her aunt. It needed work. It was from the 1920s. We updated the kitchen and the floor. We split the profits 50-50. I made $78,242 on this property, and at 24% tax bracket, I got to save $18,770 in short-term capital gains. I just put back into more real estate. Now, with the Spendthrift Trust, short-term capital gains are between 10% and 37% and affect you if you fix and flip, you wholesale, do auction houses, tax liens, you sell crypto, you do options trading, or you're a forex investor. Long-term capital gains are either 15 or 20% when you sell a business, sell an investment property, or you sell a baseball card. Interest income taxes are between 10% to 37% and affect you if you're a passive investor, you're in mutual funds, you're in a REIT, you're doing subject to real estate, the BRRRR strategy. I have notes where on the paper on the house, people paying either mortgage, creative financing, seller financing, or forex investors. Yes, forex investors, you get double taxed. You need the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Dividend income taxes. If you're in the stock market, you're a day trader, you're a futures trader, you're a commodities trader, or you're living on dividends. Rental income taxes, again, between 10% to 37%. If you have short-term rentals like Airbnb, vacation rentals, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 doors, 100 doors. Maybe you're in multifamily real estate, you're in apartment real estate, commercial real estate, or you're doing Airbnb arbitrage. And yes, real estate investors, you can move a property on a cost averaging basis into the trust, or a property with depreciation into the trust. Because when you have the Spendthrift Trust, you don't have to pay back the depreciation. Major thing. And then finally, royalties. They're taxed a little bit less, between 10% to 35%, 7 different layers. But if you're an actor, an actress, a musician, an author, an artist, you have NFTs, copyrights, patents, or intellectual property. Robin Williams, the late great actor, started the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Now his 3 adult children pay no royalties on anything he does. Now, I know this sounds too good to be true, so if you would like to find out more information, I'm asking you to please set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me at www.thetrustisyou.com/scheduling. I'll ask you, there's 4 ways to file your taxes. Single's the most expensive way. Head of household, you're divorced with children 18 or younger, still in your household. Married filing separately, and the cheapest way is married filing jointly. Then I'll ask you what state you live in, because several states, including California, anything you make in any of the capital gains, interest income taxes, dividend income taxes, rental income taxes, or royalty income taxes, they count it as personal income, and you pay state income taxes on that. So I would show you how much you could be saving. If you would like to get a full presentation, I have a class called Save U.S. Taxes on the Great Discovery. If you go out to my first name and my last name, Stanley Gimmon, you'll register as a free user. Don't sign up to pay for anything. And then you can translate that class into 136 languages. You will get 3 articles from Forbes magazine I did not write, 2 pages of case law to research this to our heart's content, and examples of clients saving thousands of dollars. I'm not trying to crow, but since having this trust, I've wholesaled 28 properties. I have 12 notes. I have a crypto bot that's between Ethereum and Bitcoin. My friend does my options trading because I can't sleep at night. I have 7 seller financing and 5 rentals, and I don't pay royalty income taxes when I sell a trust because I have the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. This is not taught in school. If you are an investor and you're making money and want to stop paying taxes on profits, or even more important, if you are an investor on Medicare, 65 or older, it will stop the IRMAA surcharges on parts B and D. I just got the 2026 data. If you're single and make $109,000, or if you're married filing jointly and make more than $218,000, you pay that premium month after month, year after year. With the Spendthrift Trust, because you file a 1040 tax return, it goes away. So if you're interested in seeing how much you can save in taxes on all your investments, please set up a 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. It's a private conversation, and I will give you a quote on how much you can save. Thank you for watching my video. Have a beautiful day.